work with your friends because the boundaries are so blurred.
Spiral of just going, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to be with them guys, oh, but I need to do this to stay with these guys. I wish I was able to take a step back.
Just work, just work, just work, just work.
Now
Work.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. If you're new, my name is Joanna Wilson. Today I'm joined by the absolute legend that is ELLIS WATTS.
Legend.
Do you want to give people who've been under a rock for the last 2 years an introduction to who you are?
So my name's Ellis. Still am technically, cameraman for you guys.
Yeah.
Working with the squad, doing editing, camera work, all that kind of stuff. And now I'm basically a self-employed full-time editor and cameraman and lazy man. That's pretty much it. That's literally it.
Perfect.
There you go.
So we did recently on this channel a video of myself, Mitch and Ash, which was about living with your friends and sort of the pros and cons of that, and I guess you fell into that as well. And I thought what would be a cool topic for us to talk about is what it's like working with friends, the dynamics of it, how you find it, what you change, etc, etc. So before we go into that, do you want to just give a bit of a well-rounded explanation of your work and how you actually work with your friends?
Basically, I would film the videos, we'd go out, we'd have like a session where we'd film all the videos for each different channel. I would edit Niall's main channel video, then I'd send out all the footage to the respective editors that we found at the time, and that would pretty much be the overall day of work. It'd go from, we'd film and try and get a video out each week. I was really good at that, wasn't I, Jay? Every single week without fail, always hit my deadlines.
Yeah, I think that obviously it was an interesting dynamic when we started working with you, wasn't it? Because you kind of became our friend. So you reached out to Niall through social media, and I think it became pretty clear, even just from like the first edits that you did, that we all sort of shared the same sense of humour. And I mean, I think you get quite a good relationship with your editor because they see sort of a unedited, raw, like really stripped back version of yourself. But I think it became pretty clear to all of us from day dot that you were a friend as well as somebody who worked with us. The whole situation where you actually came to live in Leeds with the boys would have happened if it wasn't you.
I agree. I think it helps because I also didn't know who you guys were before I reached out. So my friend Ali sent me Niall's story, and he's watched Niall for years growing up. Just said he's looking for an editor. And I was in lockdown, doing nothing. I just remember being like, I'll give it a go. First ever edit job I applied for, by the way. First ever one.
No way.
I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And it's like, here's the footage, just do what you can with it. And I was like, alright, wicked. Spent all night finishing it, literally that whole night there, the whole day, finished it all, did a bit in the morning, then sent it over straight away. Then I just remember getting the reply, just like, yeah, 100%, I don't need to see anyone else's edits, like, we want you. I didn't know what this meant at first, like, I didn't have any clue about the industry. Editing that vlog, I remember it was trying my couples acro, no, not acro, it was on the hoop.
Right.
It was on the hoop, and I remember the first bit I always remember, and definitely what Niall told me that got his attention, is Emily did a fart at the beginning of the vlog, and I remember editing it with like a little bit of green smoke coming out, and he just went, yeah, as soon as I saw that bit, that was the moment. And as soon as I realised he liked that kind of humour, I was like, oh, sick. And then just getting to know you guys. I remember my first call was with Emily on FaceTime, and all the boys were in the background. And they were like, I was like, who the f is he? Because obviously it's like a guy calling a girlfriend. They said to me, they were like, oh, you're actually sound. And then they were playing COD, and we had all these similar interests, and it was like, because I didn't know who you guys were at first, there was never that, not that there wasn't nerves, but it wasn't like that, oh my god, these are big famous people that I'm going to talk to.
Yeah, I guess you just build a really sort of authentic friendship. How did you balance then the relationship between being friends with those guys and also working?
The answer in short is I didn't. I didn't balance it very well at all. It's a struggle because like you're there to do a job.
You know what? I love the honesty, El.
You become friends and you want to be involved in everything your friends are doing, right? So I'd be in my room editing with my headphones on, but I could hear you all laughing in the other flat. I watch all this stuff, and I'd be like, oh, I want to be in there laughing, you know. So then I'd like try and do my edit quicker. But because I was trying to do that quicker, I was more frustrated because I wasn't taking the time on doing it properly, and it didn't get done properly. Vicious like spiral of just going, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to be with them guys, oh, but I need to do this to stay with these guys, and it was so difficult to find that balance. I wasn't very independent in that sense. It was like everything, it's like even getting up in the mornings, I'd wait for Niall to get me up. Even though I'd be awake and in bed, I'd wait for him to go, come on, let's go out. It was very like dependent on I'll just follow their lead. I wasn't myself and my own person in that sense.
What happens with a lot of people is you have your work and you have your social life. So when you're at work, you're at work, and when you are with your friends, you're with your friends. It's hard to work with your friends because the boundaries are so blurred. I don't think any of us knew how to get it right.
No, I agree. Actually, I disagree. I think you know 9 times out of 10 how to get things right because you're very head straight on. No, you do.
No, but I feel like we all, like, you sit there and hold your hands up and go, I didn't, but I feel like there were a lot of things that everybody messed up in that period of time.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that everybody did really well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the overarching thing on that is that it's hard to work with your friends.
Massively, 100%.
Is there anything that you would change or you would have done differently with your time in Leeds and working with us as your friends?
I've thought about this a lot, and I always think it's more, I wish I was able to take a step back more. I've tried to practice it every now and then to see where I was, but I wish I was able just to stand back and just practice gratitude a little bit more. Look at what you live in, look at the life, what's going on. Like, I don't regret what's happened because I feel like it's ended up for the best. Mm-hmm. Like, I've gone home and I've had some great times with my family, with my friends back at home. I've found other clients that I work with as well, and I've built like a nice rapport for myself and built myself up. So I don't regret it happening, but there's so much I wish I'd have done differently because of where I was. And it was very hard, especially being, you guys all had your channels, you all had your social presence. Like, I wouldn't be able to take charge. I wouldn't be able to go, right guys, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, because you come across like an arsehole. I wish I was able to take a step back, go, look what you are, you know how to do what you do, you're good at what you do, enjoy it, kind of thing, instead of having those moments where I was just like stressed. When you look back on it, stupid, because it's like, there's an obvious answer, like stop thinking too deeply into it. But in the moment, it's so hard to pull yourself out of what you're thinking.
How do you think that you have gone into relationships with new clients since that whole learning experience?
I don't think I've really changed the approach, because my approach to everything in life really is, like, the thing I sell isn't my editing ability or what I can do, it's myself. Like, I sell myself in the sense of, I build like a good relationship.
Because you are your own business, aren't you? You are ELLIS, and that's it, and people use ELLIS for its services.
Yeah, because that's just who I am. I still go with, let's build a relationship so that, and I always find that with editing as well, like, the better relationship you have, the better you can bring the client's visuals to life, because you kind of understand who they are, what they like, what their comedy's like, and who their audience is, and then you can kind of build it so that when you send them a product, they're like, oh, this is amazing. This is exactly what I was looking for. Whereas if I didn't have that friendship thing, it'd be more corporate and businessy. Like, here's the basic, I've done your chops, I've added music, there you go, just enjoy it. And then they'd be like, oh, it really wasn't what I was looking for. So I like to have that kind of bond in that moment. And also, I also think like networking is massive. It's absolutely massive. So yeah, okay, I could get a client that wants me to do a job and pays me, but if they find someone else, or if they, suddenly aren't happy with things, there's no real relationship to break down there. Or say I've got to a point where I go, need help with something I'm doing, would you mind doing it? Because there's more of a relationship there and friendship, there's going to be more inclined to do that.
Do you think about making friends with the person that you work with?
It just happens.
Yeah,
I can't, I think the word's malleable. Like, I kind of just get on with everyone, no matter who they are. Like, I'll find a way to get on with them and be on their good side, and also know when not to be on the bad side. The way I've always done things is to read the room, in the sense of like, know when to say something, when to talk to someone.
What do you think the negatives of that approach are?
Exactly what happened with finding that balance. It's like, oh, we're friends, and then it also becomes like, I'm doing a job for my friends, but it's then going to find that balance of, oh, I can't do this, but I don't want to disappoint you, because once you disappoint with your work, it affects your friendship. Maybe I should go more businessy and corporate with the whole thing, but it's not me.
You don't really accept businessy and corporate work. The type of work that you always do is like personable, emotive.
When brands have something they want, they will almost suck the creativity out of what you're producing, because they need it how they vision it, and that's it. And they'll come back with back and forth so many times, like, we don't like this, change this, change this. It's more corporate, whereas with social media, an easier edit, nicer, and also more frequent.
Yeah.
A lot more frequent.
What do you love about working with your friends?
It don't feel like work. That is the best thing about it. So my favourite days of working is when I'm filming. So if we're filming with everyone, or there's been days where me and Wilson have been editing a video together. And again, that doesn't feel like work, even though I'm there doing work for him that I'm essentially getting paid for. Because we're kind of brainstorming and bouncing off each other, it doesn't feel like you're doing work. And then when we're filming, it's like all I'm doing is hang out with my mates with a big glorified GoPro in my hands. Chat, you can laugh, you can come up with ideas and all this stuff, and you get to the end of the day, and you're absolutely drained because you've had all the adrenaline from being hyper and excited and filming. You don't feel like you just had that whole day of work. It goes by so quick. Because your mates, it's like when you pop an idea out there, if it does get shut down, like, oh, I don't really like that, it's more of there's more laughter at it.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so many times when I can think a few times where Ash has said an idea and everyone just goes silent and he goes, oh, so I guess no one liked that idea, did they?
What advice would you give to somebody who is thinking about working with their friends or is currently working with their friends?
Get it nailed down of what you need from each other.
Boundaries.
Boundaries, yeah, that's it. Early doors, get those boundaries in, get where, you know, things you can't do and things that need to be done on certain days, like non-negotiables. If you're working with your friends and you're all motivated for the same reason, and you're all, you know, you all got an equal bit of the pie, or someone's doing more so they're getting more of it, like it's all spread out evenly, and you've all got your boundaries in, should be okay from there. But that's something that we did. We kind of just went, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go straight into it.
Yeah.
But I don't regret that still.
What do you think your biggest lesson is from working with friends?
Find that balance as soon as you can, because it stops friction between your relationship as friends, and it also keeps your work life happy. So,
yeah.
I mean, I still haven't sorted that. It's the biggest advice I'll be able to give, or biggest lesson I've taken. Difficult to get right. Unless you're Joanna Wilson, in which case... No, 92 vlogs, by the way.
Stop it!
92 vlogs she's doing over Vlogmas. I couldn't even do 52 a year.
Do you want to sort of explain where you're at now in terms of working with your friends?
My work life at the moment is it's like sporadic. I've got a few clients that I work with that are constant income. I get the same amount every month that I can rely on. And then like some months, you know, with my mates, these guys will be like, oh, do you have fancy coming up and filming? Mm-hmm. And every time, because it's the bit I enjoy about my job, I snap it up. I'm like, yeah, I'm there, 100%. Can't wait to see you all. Let's do some filming.
I feel like despite everything that happened, we are all actually much better friends now because of it. When I see you, or when we all are together and we see each other, it is because we want to be. Like, Ellis is here, yeah, we're doing a bit of filming today, which is good for him.
Yeah.
But like, he's here because I had a party last night and I want Ellis to come to my party because he's my friend. Yeah. We genuinely really like spending time together and want to spend time as friends. Mm-hmm. And that's when it happens. You get to choose, and I think that's very much the same as what we said in the living with friends conversation. It's like, now the guys are out of living in the flats. It's not like everybody's on top of each other all the time. It's like, cool, we choose when we want to spend time, and you can bring your best self to that filming day for work, or to that party for pleasure and fun. I mean, all of our overused strengths are our weaknesses, but when you spend so much time in an environment with the same people, socialising, sleeping, living, breathing, all of it, working, it's a lot.
It is. And again, it's not something like, if you haven't done it before, you won't think that. Yeah. Like the thought
just think,
of
this is ace, and it's so ace until it's not. I find it's always really difficult to pull back on something that's already happened. Like, I mean, it's so obvious in it to say, like, if we just preempted things, then things would never be that bad.
Hindsight's a beautiful.
Yeah, totally, of course it is, but particularly when you've got those intense relationships in your life, and if you're adding work in there, which is another layer of dynamics for people, we'd have actually thought about you living full-time with the guys and what that looked like and what it meant. We could have got it better, I think.
Absolutely. One thing that I actually miss the most is the Monday meetings.
Yeah.
Genuinely, because I loved it. Like, we had for you guys that don't know, we had a Monday meeting, and every single Monday we set ourselves, how many goals was it?
We had wellness goals, and we had like posting goals and filming goals, and we went through our diary for the week. This was, again, my workload and life was a lot different then, so I was sort of full-time with the guys as well. But we also had a little bit, again, which is where the work and then the friendship side comes in on that, is we had a fines pot. So we red, amber, green day, and if you'd done over half, you got an amber. If you'd done less than half, you got a red. And if you got a red, then you had to put £1 in the fines pot. And if you got an amber, then you had to put 50p in the fines pot. And then we spent that money on social things together, which I think is really nice. And it worked really well for everybody's accountability and stuff, didn't it?
It's the only time I was ever getting up before 9 a.m. You know, we were talking about choice, like you choose to spend time with them now. I think that builds a lot more rapport with relationships in general. As a boyfriend, girlfriend, that choice, like, I want to spend time with you. I've chosen not to fight about this because I have these feelings for you. That making the choice to make things good, I always find, especially for me anyway, like, if I know someone's made that choice to spend time with me, it always feels better. Yeah. Other than I have to because I live with you. or I have to because you're around.
Well, thank you. I thought that was a really good show. People ask where Ellis has gone and what happened and all this stuff, and there's like literally zero bad blood between anybody about anything. It
Absolutely
just was
zero. What?
Well, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. We will have another video coming with Ellis in the next couple of weeks, and we're probably about to go beep beep and do it again.
Straight into it.
But yeah, please comment down below if there's anything else that you want to see from Ellis when he's around. We can film more in the future. Always.
I'm down for that.
Keep smashing. Remember, anything's possible. If you just go follow him and subscribe to him and check all the links and all that stuff.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
I think it's the first time I've ever got it right the first time.
Bye.
Bye.
Work, down.
Work.